Welcome to another episode of
Yes.
Asian True Crime.
Adrian and Julie's true.
Adrian and Julie's True Crime.
Adrian is not a true crime.
Adrian's True Crime. Adrian and Julie's True Crime.
Yeah.
So now we're going to focus in on quite interesting actually, because it doesn't really fit the stereotypes. But we've got a golden child.
Yeah.
A girl who is from Canada who was reportedly a straight A student
Yeah.
at a Catholic school,
Yeah.
won scholarships and received an early acceptance into college. And apparently she was studying at the prestigious pharmacology program at the University of Toronto,
Okay.
right? But the problem was it was all a lie. So she actually never graduated from high school,
Okay.
right? And she had feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt and shame
Yeah.
for a very long time. She was actually a B student, but she received early acceptance into Ryerson University.
Okay.
But she failed a course that would bridge her to allow her to go to this university.
Okay.
But, you know, all in all, even if you're a B grade student and you get early
Pretty
acceptance
good.
to university, I think you'd be pretty good. But I think the context of coming from this Asian background, her
Yeah.
family background, didn't help,
Yeah.
right? So Jennifer Pan is her name. So she masterminded a fake home invasion at her parents' house in 2010.
Okay. Wow.
Right? So she used her boyfriends, friends, and contacts to put in a scheme where her family house would be broken into
Mm.
and her parents, her Vietnamese parents,
Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Oh, so she planned for them
She
to be
planned
shot?
she planned for them to be shot.
Like killed?
Killed, yeah. So the plan went accordingly.
Yeah.
And unfortunately her mother died while her dad recovered after being shot in the head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
so
In the head.
in the head.
So it's like the shot is not even like it's a shot. It's like a killing shot. Like it's
yeah,
scary.
like you don't think about that, right? But it's very much like
Because shooting someone from a distance like that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
shooting someone like that, it's like two different.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's just
like
as
it's
scary.
the aim, the target of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah. So apparently the motive was because her parents refused to allow her to date her then boyfriend Daniel Wong,
Okay.
right? And so how she got caught was her reaction to the news. So when the police kind of confronted her, her reaction to her dad actually surviving, because
Yeah.
she probably thought in her
She's like,
head,
She was like, damn it. Like, her reaction is like
I
that.
mean, wouldn't you?
Like,
like-
instead of like, oh, thank God. But her reaction is like, damn it.
Yeah, like, damn it, like he survived.
What
but
was,
you-
was that her reaction?
Well, yeah, like
Yeah.
it made investigators suspicious enough.
Oh.
And then she changed her story. And then she changed it so that she said that it was actually an elaborate scheme to have her killed. So that's where it got a bit confusing. It's like, but why would they do that? Doesn't make sense. And so that's kind of the story of Jennifer
Yeah.
Pan when she really wanted to fight hard for her relationship with her boyfriend. And I think the boyfriend was a bit of a runabout
Yeah.
and, you know, not kind of fitting in that successful
Yeah.
scheme of like a typical Asian
Yeah.
student. And she went to those lengths. Now, a lot of people, because this story has divided a lot of the internet, because it's kind of the fact that too much pressure was being put under her, right? You know, and that she kind of convinced her dad that she won a $3,000 scholarship,
Yeah.
and that, you
That
know,
she got the three dot.
convinced, and she went to like this elaborate length of like packing up her book bag and taking public transport. And her parents were like, oh, okay, she's going to public library,
Yeah.
she's going to class, and all the while she wasn't
She's
doing
hanging out
any
with
of
the
that.
boyfriend.
She was hanging out with the boyfriend, yeah. And then so it's kind of like things begin to
Something
unravel.
in TV series.
It is, but then you just think, you know, and look, you feel for her because her parents kind of raised her to believe in the importance of academics,
Yeah.
and they restricted her with activities, right? So her high school life included extracurricular activities like ice skating, piano, martial arts, swimming, long nights studying. She can't attend any parties of any kind.
Oh,
Dating,
wow.
dating was out of the question. And, you know, when you go into her home, you see like trophies upon trophies of
Her.
high success, right? And then I just kind of feel like, you know, when you listen to
Your parents
that
didn't
story.
do that to you, did they?
No, but I think there is an expectation in the
Yeah.
wider Asian community that, you know,
Totally.
you have to, it's like you're the ambassador for your family,
Yeah.
right? That you have to be able to front up and,
Yeah.
you know, kind of be made a certain way.
Yeah.
And they kind of, you know, you're a walking CV a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But I find with Western culture and living here, it's not really that. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, that's what you do. But I think outside of it, it's not like they don't come to you and say, where do you go for tutoring? Do you play piano? Do you play violin? All of that stuff,
Yeah.
which I think I struggle a bit because it doesn't really have anything to do with success outside of school.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like it's very misplaced, the love.
Yeah.
But you know, I've know of like many families where it's kind of repeat, and it's a lot of like first generation migrants who come here who are highly qualified, but then they have to get a job that's, you know,
Low, medium. Yeah.
that's right. And so they put a lot of expectation on the kids. And I don't think that's necessarily fair on the kids because there's
Yeah.
so much pressure riding on them.
Yeah.
But I actually don't think that's the case. I think that you could argue that even if you didn't do well, if you didn't go to university, it's not the end.
No.
Like, you know, I think
I know
being
so
in the
many-
country
yeah.
is almost like the lottery ticket, right? That's the success, not academic success. Because I don't think there is a correlation between academic success and what you do later in life,
Yeah.
right?
No, you can totally still be successful.
Yeah.
Like I know so many people that are successful that don't have a degree.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. And I think that kind of makes you navigate the world a bit differently because then you're not kind of forced to study all the books, do what you're told, because life throws a lot of curveballs and you have to be able to maneuver
Yeah.
as you go along. And yeah, I don't think it does justice when the parents are very much like, you have to go, you know, you have to
Be a
do
lawyer.
this. Because then you don't have any autonomy.
Yeah.
There's no like freedom of thought.
Yeah.
There's no
It's true.
diligence. You know, you can't think for yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Almost every lawyers I know ended up not becoming a lawyer.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Well, I'm an accountant by background, but I'm
Yeah.
not an accountant.
Yeah, there's so many of that. And then I see people who are of Asian background and they happen to, you know, they're like, you know, cardiologist
Yeah.
or like, you know, they've done really well in their profession. But I think that's by choice because they love doing it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because they've been beaten down, like as in they've been forced to take
Yeah.
one route. Because
Yeah.
it would be like such a tough existence if you didn't. Because I think sometimes Asian parents get a bit confused where if you're academically not succeeding, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like you
Yeah.
might succeed in other areas, right? You
Yeah.
might be a great networker. You might be very socially open
Yeah.
and, you know,
Well,
very
right
inquisitive.
now it's very hard to judge that right now with like social media. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
like you know, I know people who just stop doing their degree because
Yeah.
they blow up. And
Yeah,
then
that's right.
Obviously, they want to monetize their. you
But
know,
it's
and
like
put
new
as
options,
much
right?
Effort
Yeah.
as they could.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's options that we have now that we never had before.
Yeah.
Where there were like these gatekeepers to determining, okay, yes, you can do this or no, you can't do that. And then social media's completely deleted all of those rules
Yeah.
and it's like a blank page and you
Yeah.
choose to write your narrative.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it, and make your own platform. Basically.
You make it with what you will.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. Very, very important. Because I suppose, yeah, I think their logic as an Asian parent is if you get into university and if you get like a job as an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, you will automatically have a good salary, which
Yeah.
will give you a good life. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the equation of success
Yeah.
for them. But I think like the equation of success really is like your social skills, your tenacity,
Yeah.
curiosity, persistence, and hard work
Yeah.
will get you, no matter what industry you apply that
That's
with.
Your
You'll be-
creativity, like
Yeah, your creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah. you'll be able to succeed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to resort to hiring your boyfriend's friends to assassinate your parents.
That's true. That's crazy,
I know,
right?
isn't it? Yeah, and like,
Talk about taking it to the extreme.
yeah, you know, and look,
She must have hated her parents so much.
yeah, but I think like it must have been that pressure every day. Imagine like having to do that every day and not socializing. You can't go to any parties. You can't, definitely no
If
boyfriends.
she's that extreme, right? She should just leave home. like rather than killing them, just like bye.
Yeah, that's right. Like, I'll see you when you're ready
crazy.
to talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I think this is, you know, this is very draconian. I'm unhappy, like barbaric. I will see you when you're ready to talk. Yeah,
Crazy.
it is. So, look, and as we say at the end of these podcast is, you know, if you do seek help, like there's some counselling hotlines, Beyond Blue, Sane Australia, but it's,
Lifeline,
Lifeline's really important to seek that help and kind of nip it before it gets too severe, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. That's another
Thank you.
case.
Yes.
Closed.
Case closed.